And we are live. What's going on, art enthusiasts and change makers? This is another episode of Art for Change podcast. Today is Take Two Tuesday. Yeah. And I am your host, Mr. Sexual. And my co-host is in the building today. What's going on, Montana Cobain?
What's going on, man?
What's happening? What's happening? Man, had a Marshall. What's up, player?
What's going on, guys?
What's up, man? What's up, man? Y'all boys had a good evening, man. Y'all had a good day. Good day's going good so far, gentlemen.
Oh yeah, pretty good so far.
All right, all right.
Evacuated the house. All the soldiers are gone. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 10-4. Y'all boys had a good Monday, man. We on Take Two Tuesday. We missed Monday yesterday.
oh yeah, my Monday was pretty decent, man. Was able to get out and play catch with the son. You know.
Yeah, man. I can't wait till my little man big enough to be catching footballs. Yeah,
Yeah,
so gonna go home either this weekend or next weekend so I can go get my little man.
Oh, okay.
They got the little man playing Mike linebacker right now.
That's so fucking cool. Yeah.
They got him playing middle linebacker. They keep practicing him out at middle linebacker.
Make sure you let him know that's one of the most important pieces of the defense, right there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. We're gonna get him right. We're gonna get him right. He's gonna be football worthy in no time.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know it. Before we jump into some of these questions, man, Mr. Man Hatter Marshall.
Yes.
As a Navy veteran, what lessons from your military experience do you think can be applied to the world of art and creativity?
Okay, let me paint this picture for you yesterday. Old gentleman walks up, slightly mentally unstable, trying to sign up for registration for a sports team with two kids that are clearly not his. And it kind of brought me back to what happens in country. So even though I knew where I was, I kind of didn't know where I was. So it would kind of, when art starts imitating life.
I like that. Art started imitating life. I got that. And it made you have like a flashback, if you will.
It made me fidgety.
Fidgety. Okay.
It made me get up and start walking around. I knew where I was. I knew I was in the right frame of mind and everything.
Yes,
like I knew exactly, but the reflection and the mirror image of what was being presented showed something totally different.
Right. That's dope. It's interesting. So okay, like even though you seen that when that scene that kind of like triggered and put you back overseas for a moment.
It made me start thinking, yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you was right here, so it gave you like an out of body experience.
Yes.
Now, what do you do to cope with those type of experiences or phases, if you will? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So got have that smoke, man. Got to take a goddamn smoke, man. Smoke break. Said me and he got them cigarettes as good friends at this damn moment. Respect, man. Montana.
Yes, sir.
In your role as a truck driver and entrepreneur, how do you find inspiration on the road? And how can that translate into your creative expression or just a creative expression?
Let's see. Inspiration on the road. I get inspiration from things I see and things I listen to. Being a truck driver, I listen to a lot of podcasts, a lot of documentaries. Um, so I listen to a lot, and I listen to a lot of music. So and then also I see a lot. I see a lot of the walks of life. I see how, these people in this state may be, what I'm saying, they may orchestrate themselves that way versus these people in that state, they might do it that way. So I get inspiration from all different avenues, man, and I try to incorporate that into, what I do, which is the 4th of July. And you know what I'm saying? Like I just take like hell, I'll give you a prime example. The big thing right now is the trail ride music. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think that it's originated in South Carolina, but it originally originated in Mississippi and Alabama and Louisiana. It originated further down south, but like I incorporated that into my show from this year. You know what I'm saying? I played a song and the kids was out there, they were doing the line dances and stuff like that. And when you really think about it, it's no real, you know what I'm saying? I hate to always bring this up, but there's no real color on
Mhm.
line dancing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because you can go to a cowboy bar and they're doing line dancing, but they call
Yes.
it square dancing. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So it's what I'm saying, but it's still the same thing. It's still the same count. It's still the same rhythm. You know what I'm saying? It's still the same twirl or whatever. Dip down and get down. So I incorporate that a lot, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what we have to stop doing as a people collectively is
Hmm.
just putting things in putting one ethnicity in one genre or in
Facts.
one box,
Facts.
because I don't think nothing is just white base. I don't think nothing is just a black base or whatever color Latin base or Asian base,
Nah.
Arab base. I don't think nothing is Middle Eastern base. I ain't trying to leave nobody out. um, whatever your ethnicity background is, Pacific Islander, I'm catching y'all. Yeah, Russian, European, you know, um, whatever your ethnicity background is, I don't think it's just one box. I think what we need to start realizing is we all are humans, and being that we all are humans like different things. And I
Hmm.
can be a black man and like different type of genre of music that you wouldn't normally hear coming from more black people. Vice versa
Hmm.
for any other counterpart, white, Asian, Hispanic, European, what have you.
Nah, that's you definitely hit the nail on the head right there, bro. Because you know, um, you can go to a rodeo and you'll find blacks, you'll find whites, you'll find Asians, you'll find Hispanics, you'll find anything at a rodeo. You know what I'm saying? Just like you can go to a hoedown and you can find them same colors. You know what I'm saying? So it's really when you think about art, it's really no specific color.
No
You know
specific
what I'm
color.
saying? Look at the background for Art for Change. It's a whole mixture of colors. When you go
Yeah,
buy a pack of crayons, they don't just give you black and white
exactly.
or yellow or brown. You know what I'm saying? You get a whole variety. So when I think about music and stuff like that, I used to be the one like, man, what the hell you doing listening to this shit? You know what I'm saying? But now, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people frown on me because sometimes I might pull up, I might have some country playing. I might not
Yeah,
know the fucking lyrics, but I'm in there bobbing my goddamn head. You know what I'm saying? Like
man,
if it
listen,
slap, it slap. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
slap.
I like it. You know what I mean? I don't give a damn what they talk about. I do care what they talking about. You know what I mean? But I don't care
What
what
I love,
nobody else thinks about it.
what I love about country music is country music gonna tell a goddamn story.
Yes.
It's gonna tell a motherfucking story, and then with about a country song, it's gonna have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And me as a writer, I can't help but love structured writing. Even when I'm
Yeah.
watching a movie, I'd be like, oh, that was well written. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so, um, so as songs, as a songstress or the person, a music connoisseur, there you go, as a person who enjoys music, I appreciate when the song is complete. I feel like my push away or my step away for modern day rap and hip hop is the message is not not concrete. Most of the time, it's not even a message at all. It's just a bunch of enigma. It's a bunch of just words put on a track to show you how crafty I can use these words, and that's it. It's not a message behind the song. There's not a beginning, a middle, or end. The hook don't me and Matt were having this conversation the other day. The hook don't go along with the verse.
Hell no.
You know what I mean? It's like, how is the song called? Happy Dance, or how the song called Summer Rain, and I ain't hear nothing, no entitlement to seeing the rain fall out the sky or something. Nothing about Summer Rain, nothing about nothing, but the title of the song is Summer Rain. Like, I don't get it now. So
usually the title of the song, they have the words in there somewhere of the song. They incorporate the song in there somewhere. Yes,
exactly.
but if the word's not in there, it's like, where's this title? Why does it have this title?
Exactly. When you
in Montana, and I don't mean to go backwards, but Montana, I got a question for you. Since you're on the road a lot and stuff, do you find yourself going, you know what, we could really use one of these in North Carolina, or why don't we have those, or why don't we have these and everything? Am I the only one that was traveling, going?
You're not.
Why? We don't have this.
I ain't trying to cut you off, but I'm gonna cut you off. Hell no, you're not. Hell yeah, I be seeing that shit. Like, man, what the fuck? Why we ain't got this shit? Or why our mall don't look like this? Or why we ain't got this outlet? And like, one of the main things that I always see is the smaller versions of adventure parks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not the Six Flags or the Busch Gardens or Kings Dominion and stuff like that. Like, you'll see a lot of smaller versions, and they'll still have the big coasters. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't got that. Well, all we got is Carowinds, and we share that with South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So, and then like you'll see the smaller versions of water parks as well. And it's like, man, I wish we had more of those and more places and more activities for the children. You know what I'm saying? Adults too. You know what I mean? Like, I just wish we had more of it, man. And if I had an unlimited amount of money, I'd slap them hoes up everywhere. I promise you I would.
But yeah, I just had to ask that question because I found myself when I was traveling going, we really need this, or why ain't this here, or what's wrong with this, or why don't we have this? And like, I don't know why we don't incorporate more from other places to make it a more united front.
Good question.
Good question. Hey, gentlemen, since today is Take Two Tuesday, what does Take Two mean to you guys personally? And how can we encourage our listeners to embrace a second chance in their creative pursuits?
It's kind of like what we talked about on Soul for Sunday, man. Take Two. Well, you know, usually when you hear Take Two, you think about a movie. You know what I'm saying? Action. Take two. That means we're gonna reshoot what the hell you just said, what you just did, and you're gonna do it all over again. You know what I'm saying? And with perfection comes repetition. So the more and more you do it, the more and more handy, you know what I'm saying, you become better at whatever it is that you're doing. So that's when I hear Take Two, that's what I think about, like the second chance. The second chance at life, the second chance at freedom, the second chance at fatherhood, the second chance at, in the work world. Like, Take Two can go so many ways.
Ooh, look at you today, boy. I like where you spitting that shit out today. What? Hey, that boy, hey, he got all them B12 vitamins in this morning. His brain is functioning at maximum capacity. He had them omega-3 fatty acids. Yes. Hey, my nigga's kicking this morning. Man, what's your perspective on Take Two, brother?
You got me flashing back here, back to my previous story, because Take Two was kind of, I don't want to get into too much detail about it, but I don't want to take that side to Take Two. So I'm going to go, I don't want to get into too much detail about how Take Two was totally different for what I was thinking. But Take Two is definitely taking the second chance of your life, taking the second half of your life.
I like that. I like that. I like that. I think for me, I think I think you guys both wrapped it up very well, and I think I just gonna put the icing on the cake of that motherfucker because we gonna bake this bitch really good. I think Take Two is simply, you know what I'm saying, what you both men have just said. You know, it's a second chance to perfect it. You know what I mean? Just like when you like he was saying earlier, referring it to film and director's cut. You know, Take Two, like, all right, you know what I'm saying, like, all right, you know the lines. We just ran through it. That was good, but let me see you do it again, a little bit better, a little bit more precise, and let's make sure we get this thing right. So you know, to me, that Take Two is just the second opportunity, and it could be the eighth opportunity, even though it's Take Two. You know what I mean? It could be Take Eight, even though it's Take Two. You know what I mean? Like, even they said a man falls down 7 but get up 8 times. So it's like, no matter what you do, no matter where you are in life, as long as God gave you breath, he gave you a second time, he gave you another day to Take Two.
Amen, brother. Hold on. Let me see if I got a question for you, brother. Let me see. Mister. Let's see. Oh Lord. As a spoken word poet, how do you use your art to advocate for change? And what advice would you give to building poets?
Okay. So, being a spoken word poet, being a poet, to me, to be a poet is to take that responsibility to be that voice, to be the speaker for change. I feel like that's the whole platform of poetry, being able to express verbally what everybody else is feeling. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the beautifulness of a poet, is that they able to articulate and make beautiful art out of people's struggles, out of people's pain, out of people's frustrations, out of people weary, you know what I mean? And to provide hope, or to advocate for hope, or to bring awareness to struggles through the poem, through the poetry, through their performance. Because you can hear someone get on stage and pour their heart out, and everybody's affected and everybody can relate to what someone is saying, because the way that they wrote it was in a way that it made them real and it made them relatable. So the beautiful thing about poetry is it gives you that outlet. As a spoken word artist, I feel like it's your responsibility to be a advocate for change, to be a prophet for elevation, to want to see growth in the work. I don't know how you be a poet and don't want to see a change in some type of form. I feel like that's why we poet. I feel like that's why we write. I feel like that's why we perform, in my perspective. And I would encourage any aspiring writer, artist, poet, that was trying to step out there or wanted to step out there, to just do it, bro. You'll be surprised. And no matter, we just said this the other day, it's 8 billion people in this world. You will be surprised how many people relate to the words that you put on the paper. And if God put it into you to write it, trust and believe somebody somewhere is going to feel it. And art is like beauty. It's in the eye of the beholder. So don't do your art for someone else. When you do your art for yourself, when you are fulfilled and happy with your art, the world can't help but accept it because you love it. Once you love it, you make everybody else love it because of the way that you appreciate your shit.
That's whoo. Ooh, yeah, I ain't the only one that had my
But-
violence, huh?
But what if sometimes it feels like you're glorifying something that shouldn't be glorified?
Well, I guess that's that conflict that you have within your writing. We got poets that write about things that we know there's nothing to be glorified, but the thing is, the fact that you write about something that maybe is unpolitically correct, it's just showing you how human that you are, because we are flawed beings. We're not going to always get it right. So our writing should not always reflect the most positive aspects of life, because life is not always that aspect.
So that's like basically like, so when I think about what you just said, right? I didn't want to cut you off, but it's basically like hearing what you just said. It's kind of like, it's like comedy in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody not gonna like the jokes that you tell, but your job is to get out there and go on the stage and to make people laugh. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might have a table in the back that's not gonna be feeling that shit. Like, man, he shouldn't have said that. He going too far. But it's the freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? So you get up there and you say what you say, even though that table not feeling it. This table over here, they crying and peeing on themselves because what the hell you just said. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or as a poet, this table over here might not be feeling it, but they're crying because they felt that in their heart. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I could definitely dig what you were just saying, bro.
Yeah,
Definitely.
man. I feel like it would be unrealistic for an artist to only think that they can put out perfect pieces, or pieces that is just politically correct, or pieces that's not controversial. I feel like that is a naive way of thinking that you can project your art, because it's like the world is not like that. The world is not just one-sided. The world is not just full of perfection. That's not reality. So why would I create my art to reflect something that isn't real? Unless I was creating an illusion, unless I was creating a fantasy, But if I'm creating authenticity with my speaking, with my poetry, with my poem, and I'm trying to relate it to the people and promote change and togetherness, then yeah, in that regard, I can't just show you everything perfect, because everything is not always perfect. I'm not always filled with glee. So I can't write pieces that's always filled with glee. I got to show you that I'm angry sometimes, because sometimes I get angry. So sometimes my art should reflect anger. Sometimes I'm sad, so sometimes my art should reflect sadness. Sometimes I am filled with love, so sometimes my art should reflect love. So I think art should reflect all the emotions, because life, when we go through life, we have all these emotions. So I feel like the most beautiful pieces of art is where you can look at it or hear it, and you get all emotions from just receiving that art.
Very well put.
Yeah, very, very, very,
Appreciate
very,
it, Phil.
very.
Appreciate it, Phil. Sometimes I be talking that shit. Sometimes. Matt Hatter,
Yes.
how do you balance your aspirations in writing and music production with your current commitments, and what keeps you motivated? I know you full time with your mom. You're being active as an uncle, as a brother. You know what I'm saying? How do you get time to find that balance to still create and be inspired to write when you want to write? And I know you got your music producing things that you're going on. So how do you find that balance, bro?
I don't have balance.
And that's the raw. That's the truth.
I don't have balance. I end up going too far into something or something like that and start having people worried that I'm going to go down a slippery slope like I went before, because people are seeing changes, or there is no balance.
Yeah, I would agree, bro. Like I'm not very good at balancing. Um, my family would probably tell you that I'm a workaholic. You know, I provide very well, but when you provide very well, a lot of times you're absent. You miss a lot of shit. So yeah. So my balance is that my work life balance is definitely not ideal. you know. So yeah, definitely. And then you because think about it, like we're trying to, especially when you have a lot of roles and you're not just one thing, you know. So when you have multiple hats that you're wearing, you're trying to give everybody the same uh percentage of you. But the truth of reality is, you know, something is going to be lacking. If you put too much attention over here, you're neglecting this. If you put too much attention over there, you're neglecting that. Something is always typically neglected when you have multiple roles and multiple hats. That's the unspoken truth that people don't like to talk about, especially about people who are trying to be successful. Most times when people are being successful, it's a lot of things that takes the back burner, and a lot of times it's their family.
Mm-hmm. Guy told me before I started trucking. He said, "Man, look, I know you love trucking. You know what I'm saying? I know you love making money, but he just told me. He said, look, don't lose your family behind that truck." So that was one thing I had to really, really take into consideration. Another reason why I was so eager to leave my first job, my first trucking job, required me to be out on the road 3 to 5 weeks at a time. For every week that you was out on the road, you only got one day at home. So for my first 6 months, I was literally probably only home maybe 20 days out of them 6 months.
Yeah,
And I was going on the road, 3 weeks, 3 to 4, 5 weeks at a time, man. That shit was ass.
yeah,
But you know what I'm saying? My drive to support my family and do what I had to do as a man, you know what I'm saying? It blocked all that out. But I made a way for me
yeah,
to, move on to find a job that got me home every weekend and to get where I'm at now.
exactly. And I commend any man and anybody that can make those transitions because when you got a lot on your plate, when you got a lot of people relying on you, you know, you a lot of times you either gonna have to travel for your job to make sustainable money, or you're gonna be working 2 or 3 jobs to match that money you make in traveling. Which still puts you in the home every day, but are you physically there? You know,
Nope. Nope.
it's a rough balance, man.
It is. It's
It's a
hard,
rough
bro.
balance,
It's
man.
hard, man. It really is hard, man. Like a lot of people don't understand, the sacrifice that goes into being away from home.
Yeah,
Like, as I tell you all the time, man, you got life fucked up. You think I don't want to wake up beside some buns and see my kids every day.
you got
Like
me
what?
fucked up. I would rather
I
be
would rather
around.
that.
I would rather be around all my chaos than
Yes,
away
I
from
would
them
rather.
making money. Trust.
Yeah.
Montana, while we on the subject, brother, what role does community play in your entrepreneurial journey? And how can creativity foster strong connection amongst the people?
Mm. Let's see. In my journey, hold on. You said what role does community?
Community, yeah, what role does community play in your entrepreneurial journey?
It plays a big role because I look at it like this. I'm a very social person. So when you're trucking as an entrepreneur, you gotta know people. You gotta know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. I could tell you plenty of times where something may have went wrong on the truck, and all it took was a few phone calls. You know what I'm saying? And I was able to fix it myself, or band-aid it up to get to the proper mechanic to get it to where I needed to go. Um, like I remember, hell, one day, I, when I first started, I was in Illinois, and these idiotic forklift drivers decided to load the trailer very, very heavy in the front. So when I went to go scale out, I was like 4 or 5 thousand pounds over on my front axle. And so, once you pay for that first initial scale ticket, it's like $12. So every time you hit the scale after that, you gotta pay another $2. Now I was at like $50. So I'm like, yo, I done slid the tires, I done did this, I done did that. I'm on the phone, I started getting on the phone. And then when it came through, one guy, my big bro Dre, he was like, hey man, you gotta move the fifth wheel, which is the plate that sits on the back of the tractor that connects to the trailer. You know what I'm saying? It's like a big old horseshoe with a latch in it. And it locks the little kingpin up in there. But he was like, you gotta slide that fifth wheel. So I said, how the hell you do that? He said, I'm about to tell you. He said, now when I tell you, it's gonna sound like you broke some shit, but you didn't. You're okay. So basically, I had to roll down the legs on the trailer. I had to press this button inside the truck to release the pins inside the fifth wheel so it could slide back further. Man, when I did that, I hear was I'm looking around like, I done fucked something, I done broke something. But you know, that community and being able to pick up that phone and call on somebody to help me because I'm a social person, that played a big part, because then I ain't have to go pay no more $2 for the damn tickets and keep going my little happy ass on that scale and keep seeing myself overweight, because that overweight ticket ain't nothing to play with. The state troopers will light your ass up for that. So you know, I got it done. And like I said, you know, now, you know, being an owner operator, sometimes, bro, you don't have the money for them repair bills. You know what I'm saying? And these mechanics is charging anywhere from $150 to $300 an hour. So if you're hands on, or you could make a call and you know, shit, Bobby telling you, hey, well, you know, if you take this and you plug it up and you zip tie it, you can still get on down the road. You ain't gonna hit no more air leaks, but you know what I'm saying, you need to go get that airbag changed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it plays a big role, man.
Have you ever drove a short trailer?
No, I never drove a pup.
You never drove a short trailer with only 2 tires on the back or anything like that?
No, I never drove a pup.
Oh, that's what it's called. It's called a pup.
Yeah, we call them puppy trailers. That's what you usually see. Yeah, that's what you usually see on the back of FedExes and UPSs and stuff like that. Them doubles, we call them the wiggle wagons. And the reason why we call them the wiggle wagons is because they're taught to load the heavier trailer in the front and then the lighter trailer in the back. So, of course, you know what I'm saying, you got the heavier trailer connected to the tractor. It's not going to move as much. But you got that little light-ass trailer back there that's connected by another dolly. It's all over. You know what I mean? That's what we call the wiggle wagons, man.
Wiggle wagon. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Can you guys share a moment where you face a setback in your creative endeavor, and how did y'all overcome it? I know there's a lot of creativity going into making your show. Is there any time you had any setbacks within that and you had to overcome it?
Yeah, I had a few setbacks, man. Like I was stating the other day, man, one of my major setbacks was the rain. The rain and you know, rain and pyrotechnics does not go hand in hand whatsoever. So that was a setback, and like the way I overcame it was the community. Like, you know, the people that were there to see the show, that get there early to get the food and stuff like that. They helped me, you know, cover up the fireworks. They helped me cover up the audio equipment and stuff like that. And you know, we waited it out. Some of them, I told some of them, I said, look, man, this rain gonna stop, because I'm always watching the forecast. I said, this rain's gonna stop. It's gonna stop soon, man. You ain't gotta leave. You can go sit in your car, or you can get up under these tents I got set up out here. And they did that. You know, once they seen everything was covered up and not able to get wet no more, they did that. They sat in their car, and once the storm passed on through, man, I shut the fucker down. That's the best word I can say. I shut the fucker down.
Man, you got a time, baby?
When I first started writing, I didn't know I was writing raps. It was just kind of just writing. I could talk and do that and everything, but to sit down and write, I never really was doing it. And then when I finally went to art school, I knew nothing about the production side. I knew nothing about the industry and everything. It was basically going in blind. And it's wanting everything and knowing nothing. It's basically wanting everything and knowing nothing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like that. I like that. So how'd you overcome that, bro?
How'd I overcome it? It took years later, and it's still a work in progress.
Yeah.
Always a work in progress, man. If you tell me that you fully happy, you fully satisfied, I don't know if I want to talk to you for too long because like we can't be too satisfied. We can't be, you know what I mean? We always got to be striving for a better version of ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, always be learning something. Like, even if you are a technician, most people who are technicians, they still sharpening their skills. Floyd Mayweather, they take Floyd Mayweather broke because he keep doing the expeditions. What if the man just keep doing expeditions because he want to make sure he stay sharp? You know what I mean? I think he's well off. I don't think he has to do them. I think he really enjoys, still strapping up and seeing that his body's still able to do things that people can't do at his age.
Yeah. Hey, Mister, this one's for you. How do you damn? Let me get some more water. Hold on. How do you define success as a heavy equipment operator and a poet? And do these two align with each other?
Well, you get not in the sense of aligning perfectly, but you want to keep that machine like moving like poetry in motion. So to be success as an operator is to be a safe operator, to make sure that whatever we did, whatever we accomplish, whatever the goal is, that we do it safely. And as long as I get the job done swiftly and accurately and safely, to me, that was success. And translating that over to poetry, I'm not as safe with my poetry. You know what I'm saying? So as far as keeping the machine in the poetry in motion, keeping it smooth is what they say, slow is fast, slow is smooth is fast. Yes, sir. Slow is smooth is fast. So that's my philosophy when it comes to operating. Whenever I'm out and I'm on a job site and I see a guy who care more about being a fast operator than a safe operator, I'm always like, watch out for that guy, because you always got that one guy who treats the machine like a four-wheeler or like it's a toy. And even though they appear to be big toys to men, that big toy can hurt and cause big problem in seconds. You know what I mean? A small bump in that machine can break somebody's bones. A backup without looking could crush someone. And now you got a manslaughter charge crushed by heavy equipment operator by your negligence. Because you want to be moving speedy gun godless and say you're the fastest operator. So to me, successful as heavy equipment operation is just being safe, bro. Being the safest operator is the best operator to me. I rather have a guy who makes sure that he's being safe with his load versus a guy who says, "Oh, I can get it there faster than everybody else." I don't want him.
No, that makes a whole lot of sense, especially for me being a flatbed truck driver. I deal with heavy equipment operators 24/7. Loading the truck, unloading the truck, all type of stuff. And you know what I'm saying? Like you said, you do got them assholes that do try to move fast. And if you're loading up my truck with steel beams, I do want you to move sort of fast, but I want you, like you just said, smooth. I want you to move smoothly, because you get to moving too fast. Now you done threw this bundle over here. Now I might be on the other side of the trailer, and now you done move too fast. Now this bundle may fall down, and now I'm crushed. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm supposed to use my own sense of awareness and, not be around the trailer in certain spots when you're loading and unloading. But let's just be real. Sometimes I got to be over there, you know what I mean, to see what's going on. And then like you'll have them times where motherfuckers like they just like, I done had people run into my damn trailer, they done dig their forks into my trailer, and I'm looking at them like, hey man, you fix that. Like I had one guy say something to me one day. He was loading my truck, and he loaded the beams too far over the edge of the front of the trailer. Now I'm allowed to have overhang over the front of my trailer, but when you go too far, when I start to make a right turn or a left turn, that's gonna cut into my cab. So I said something to him, and he was like, "Oh man, this ain't." I said, "Man, bitch, this is my truck. I don't want no hole behind me while I'm fucking sleeping, and I damn sure don't want this shit cracking while I'm trying to make a left or right hand turn. So how about you get your ass back on that forklift? You pick that up and you just slide it back. It's not that far. Pulled out my tape measure. Yeah, go ahead, slide it back, buddy. You know."
Yeah.
Montana, I got another question for you.
What's that?
Have you ever drove the Final Destination truck?
No, I wanted to though.
You never had no logs on the back of the truck.
Nah. I've carried now I have carried steel piping, and that required pipe stakes to go on the side of the trailer so they don't roll off. Left or I have hauled that steel piping. I have hauled plastic piping. I've hauled the pipes that go down there to the gas lines down there in Louisiana and stuff like that. But no, I haven't hauled any logs yet. Shout out to them boys, man, because a lot of times some of them are negligent. You know what I'm saying? It's very rare that you see a scene like Final Destination. Let me put that out there for the viewers. You know what I'm saying? So don't be so afraid and panic when you're behind a log truck, because when they're loaded down, they are literally smashing the logs down to compact inside them stakes that's holding them logs. So he's got to be going at least 1,000 miles an hour for that thing to just fly off the back like that. It ain't no truck going that damn fast. But they are. The one thing I don't like about log haulers is they're easy to tip over because of how much weight is back there. They're usually between, with the truck and the load, they're usually between 100 and 120,000 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And the gross vehicle weight rating is 80,000. So you do the math on that. They're 40,000 pounds over, what the law is mandated. But I tell you what, though, Marsh, I tell you what I have hauled. I hauled something that's way scarier than them damn logs. It's called a steel coil. You can get them loaded 3 ways. You can get loaded eye to the sky, you get loaded shotgun, or you can get loaded suicide. A steel coil is I got this bowl. This be a perfect example. A steel coil. Just look at this bowl, right? Right. So just imagine this bowl sitting in the middle of a trailer like this. And it's nothing but a big ass ball of wrapped up metal. So if it's loaded suicide, that means that my hand is the tractor and this is that ball. So if that chain breaks loose, guess where it's coming? Coming to see about it. Yes, it's roll off the trailer or it's rolling right into the back of you. That's why they're called suicide coils. And then if it's loaded this way, if it's loaded like this on the trailer, that's called shotgun style. So it can roll off left or right. And this eye to the sky is laid flat. It's probably on a pallet. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to lose those, but they can shift forward due to the pallets being on the trailer. That's one of the biggest fears for any flatbed driver is hauling those. I done hauled some that weigh 54,000 pounds. And I tell you, that's a whole lot scarier than a damn Final Destination.
Yeah, because that thing can roll.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably the thing with Sproles. They're not as heavy, but they damn sure can roll.
Yeah.
When you got them electric Sproles back there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I done offload some, and I done seen when I done offload one, that motherfucker went to rolling. And what can you do when you taking one off in one roll? Like, what the fuck can I
can't do nothing to stop it.
Cool. Like, we had to let that motherfucker roll.
Yeah.
So shit real.
Yeah, you can't stop it, man.
I just had to ask about that Final Destination question.
Oh no, you're fine, man. Trust me. I wanted to put that out there for anybody that's because a lot of people, I do see a lot of people take pictures of them and they do little TikToks and like, oh, let me get from behind this truck, man. You was okay. Yeah, a little small little leaf or something might fall on your truck, but it's really rare that it's gonna fall off the back of the trailer and come through your window like on Final Destination. Now, if he were to get on if he was to get into a collision and you're behind the truck, then yes, the force of that collision can knock those back into you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that clears up a lot.
Man, Hatter, before we get up out of here, man, last question for you, brother. With your upcoming radio channel, how do you plan to use that platform to inspire others through your storytelling and music?
This is probably going to be the best line I come up with today, or at least for now. I think a lot of stuff gets lost in the shuffle.
Respectfully. Respectfully. A lot of stuff get lost in the shuffle. That's real rap. Tell the people about your show you got coming, bro.
I'm working on, it's going to be Darkened Ship Radio. I'm hoping to do it from like midnight to 2 or 1 to 3, something like that, or 1 to 2 in the morning or something like that. I want to do Darkened Ship Radio.
Hell yeah. Y'all better be catching that, man. We're going to have that shit popping.
Yes, sir.
Montana.
Yes, sir.
As Mr. 4th of July himself, what message do you hope to convey through your community personality, and how does it relate to Art for Change, brother?
The message that I want to relate to the community, man, is that, man, we can all come together and have a good time, man. You know, the message that I want, you know what I'm saying? The message that I really be shooting for is showing people that I can bring people from different walks of life, different backgrounds, different colors, and we can all coexist as one and enjoy ourselves, you know what I'm saying? And you know, have a good time, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be for 3 hours, 2 hours, 4 hours. Like, that's the message that I really put out there, you know.
That's dope, man. That's dope, man. All right, man. Before we wrap this show up, fellas, y'all got anything for the people? Y'all got something positive before we can wrap it up?
Always remember the times for chill hangs and general education, but the times might be a little, so pay attention.
Exactly.
Might be changing, so pay attention.
So pay attention.
Like, subscribe, and hit that bell.
Thank you. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell, baby. Don't forget, man, to tell a friend to lock in to Art for Change, baby. You can go on to our Instagram page, the official Art for Change podcast. You can go to the highlight section. You can see the Patriot Water. You can see Molly Bees, and you can see Old Glory. If you click on any one of those, they'll take you to their website. You can get 10% or 15% off on the entire website. All you have to do is put Art for Change in the promo when you check out, and you're good, baby. Yeah. Montana, what you got for the people, bro?
Man, in the absence of my brother, man, always remember, be you.
Yeah, man. My brother BU will be with us on our next show, man. Yeah. So if you miss BU, don't worry. He will be back, man. He ain't going nowhere for sure. He's just transitioning to his new job, so he got to get acclimated over there. You know what I mean? Because we got real lives too. Man, well, we appreciate our community, man, and our community is continuing to grow, and we appreciate that. Don't forget to listen to us on any of your audio platforms, no matter where it's Spotify, whether it's Pandora, whether it's Amazon Music, whether it's Apple Podcasts, whether it's just an Android podcast. If it's on your phone and you search Art for Change, baby, you can find us. Listen to us and lock in if you don't catch us live. We go live on Mondays, on Thursdays, and on Sundays, and sometimes we do it in the middle of the week. This is why you got to hit that bell so you know when we are live, baby. Always at 9 p.m. when we do our show, even if we do pre-recordings like this show today. Peace and love, baby. Art for Change. And we out.